Hola, muy bienvenidos a esta clase extra del curso completo de español latinoamericano. In today's lesson, we're having a look at a basic conversation in Spanish using the simple present. I would like to point out a number of expressions which are a bit different than the ones we use in English. We'll have a look at one conversation per class and discuss it in detail. Let's get to work. We use the simple present in Spanish when we want to talk about activities that happen in the present. In English, we use either the present simple or the present progressive to talk about events in the present. The present simple in English, as in I dance salsa, implies that the activity is of a constant nature, like a habit. We use the present progressive, as in I am dancing salsa, to express that the activity is happening right now and will come to an end in the future. It's important to know that in Spanish, this distinction is not so terribly important. Spanish allows speakers to use the present simple even for activities that are happening right now. Have a look at the question, what are you doing? One can perfectly say in Spanish, what do you do? Instead of what are you doing, to refer to events happening at the moment of speaking. You say, ¿Qué haces? ¿Qué haces? The answer could, for instance, be, Yo leo el periódico. I read the newspaper. At the moment. I must point out, however, that the progressive tense does exist in Spanish and is used commonly, but since we haven't tackled this conjugation yet, let's just concentrate on the simple present. Let's read and listen to the first conversation.
Hola,
Buenas tardes, ¿cómo estás?
bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Estoy bien, gracias. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Mi nombre es Samantha. ¿Cuál es tu nombre?
Yo me llamo Sara. ¿De dónde eres?
Soy de Colombia, vivo en Bogotá. Ahora estoy de viaje en Ecuador. ¿Tú eres de Ecuador?
No, yo soy de Perú, pero vivo en Quito, porque mi padre trabaja aquí. Es norteamericano y trabaja para una ONG.
¡Qué bacán! ¿Hablas inglés?
Mi padre a veces me enseña un poco de inglés, pero me parece muy difícil y no me queda.
Sí, te entiendo. No me gusta el inglés. Hay demasiadas reglas.
Claro, así es. Oye, Samantha, ¿quieres ser mi amiga?
Por supuesto. Ven, Sara. Te presento a mi familia.
In this conversation, it appears that two girls meet for the first time. The conversation takes place in Ecuador. One girl is from Colombia and the other is from Peru, but living in Ecuador because her dad works in Quito. Let me quickly point out a few interesting things about this conversation. Both speakers are using two forms to address each other. Among young people, it is common to treat each other informally. Look at ¿Cómo estás? ¿De dónde eres? And ¿Hablas inglés? The question, how are you, is ¿Cómo estás? The speaker is using estar because she is asking how the other person is feeling temporarily or right now. The question, ¿Cómo eres? Would be like asking, what are you like? Because eres comes from the verb ser, which is permanent be. ¿Cómo eres literally means, how are you constantly? Therefore, always use estar when asking a person how he or she is feeling. Next, the girls ask each other's names. Notice that there are two ways of doing this right. You either use the reflexive verb llamarse, to be called, as in yo me llamo, tú te llamas, él se llama, nosotros nos llamamos, vosotros os llamáis, ellos se llaman. Or you can say, what is your name? And my name is. ¿Cómo te llamas? What are you called? Me llamo Sara. I am called Sara. Or, ¿cuál es tu nombre? What is your name? Mi nombre es Samantha. My name is Samantha. Do notice the use of the word cuál in the second question. The word for what normally is qué in Spanish, but in this case we have to use cuál because there is a noun following the verb ser. Tu nombre, your name. In this situation, Spanish grammar states that one has to use cuál instead of qué. Using qué in this question is simply incorrect. ¿Cuál es tu nombre? ¿Cuál es tu nombre? For the question, where are you from? Remember that the preposition from is placed at the beginning of the question in Spanish. We say, from where are you? ¿De dónde eres? Also, we use the verb ser here because origins are constant things in life. ¿De dónde eres? The speaker changes to estar in the next sentence. Ahora estoy de viaje. Ahora estoy de viaje. Right now, I am traveling. Here, the speaker is temporarily traveling, and so estar is the adequate verb to use. Estoy de viaje en Ecuador. Then, the other girl says that she's from Peru, but she's living in Quito. Her father is American and works there for a non-governmental organization. NGO becomes ONG in Spanish. ONG. ONG. Organización No Gubernamental. Two very important words to remember are bacán and chévere. They are both used to say nice in Spanish. Bacán. Chévere. Next, the one girl asks the other whether she speaks English. She answers that her father sometimes teaches her, but that it seems very difficult to her and she has trouble learning it. A veces means sometimes. Mi padre a veces me enseña. My father sometimes teaches me. The verb quedar means to stay, and it is used here as a verb like gustar. No me queda. It doesn't stay to me, or better said, I can't memorize it. No me queda. I understand you, says the other girl, and that she doesn't like English. There are too many rules. The word demasiado means too much or too many. Since reglas, rules, is feminine plural, the adjective demasiado changes into demasiadas. Hay demasiadas reglas. There are too many rules. Yes, that's right, replies the other girl. She says, Claro, así es, meaning literally, clear, so is it. Claro, así es. The conversation ends with one person asking the other to be her friend. The word oye, which means something like hear me or hear, is used for calling someone's attention. ¿Quieres ser mi amiga? You already know the stem-changing verb querer from the lesson about loving in Spanish. It means to want. Just like in English, the verb want combines with an infinitive. Do you want to be my friend? To be is an infinitive. In Spanish, ¿Quieres ser mi amiga? Ser is an infinitive. ¿Quieres ser mi amiga? I will present you to my family comes out as Te presento a mi familia. Or literally, you I present to my family. You don't have to use the future tense here in Spanish. You can just use the simple present. Te presento. Te presento a mi familia. It's a good idea to memorize this conversation together with a partner and practice it over and over again. Play around with intonation. Change roles. Or do the entire conversation together as quickly as you can, but don't get sloppy on the pronunciation. I will be adding more conversational classes to this level, so stay tuned. Also, do have a look at the other extra classes. Les deseo todo lo mejor y hasta pronto. Adiós.